China is investing heavily in AI technology, and not just in gadgets and software, but also in the education sector. Artificial intelligence technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in classrooms across China.
China is using AI in their schools.
Good job.
Teachers at this primary school in China know exactly when someone isn't paying attention. These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents.
What does it really mean when a child first walks through the gates of a Chinese kindergarten? For parents, it is not just the beginning of formal learning, but the first step into a system that balances tradition, discipline, and creativity. In China, kindergartens are not simply daycare centers. They are carefully designed environments where children learn how to think, move, behave, and connect with their culture.
Kids in this Chinese kindergarten do laundry and cook, learning self-reliance. They have outdoor stoves proportionate to their height, and they make their own meals every day, from washing and chopping vegetables to cooking.
But how is it any different from your country? Let's find out. The day begins with a ritual that has been part of Chinese schools for generations: morning exercises. As the music plays, children stretch, bend, clap, and move in unison. To an outsider, it may look like a cheerful group activity, but within it lies the philosophy of collective discipline. Moving together teaches children the importance of rhythm, coordination, and above all, belonging to a group. The message is clear. Even from the age of 3, you are part of something larger than yourself.
Most Chinese kids go to the kindergarten from 3 years old to 6 years old. This is the first day of this semester. The kids need to receive a simple body check, and they are doing the morning exercise on the playground.
From there, the schedule unfolds with a predictable structure. After exercises, children gather for circle time. Teachers may lead songs, ask children to talk about their morning, or introduce the theme of the day, whether it is the seasons, numbers, or a story from Chinese folklore. The circle itself has symbolism. Sitting together, face to face, reflects inclusivity. No one is hidden, and everyone is equally part of the group. Meals are also a lesson in values. Children sit at small tables, eat balanced meals, and are reminded to mind their manners. Sharing food and saying polite phrases become part of the daily habit. After lunch comes nap time. Unlike in some countries where naps are optional, here it is mandatory. Even children who cannot sleep are taught to rest quietly. The lesson is subtle but important. Discipline is not only about action, but also about learning when to pause, when to be still, and when to follow the rhythm of the group. Through these routines, a child begins to see the world as structured and purposeful. But structure alone cannot define early education. To thrive, children also need ways to express imagination and connect with knowledge. That leads us to another key question. Within this disciplined framework, how do Chinese kindergartens introduce literacy and language so early in a child's life? In China, literacy is not something left for later. It is seen as the foundation of all future learning. Even in kindergarten, children are introduced to reading and writing through activities that blend play with structure. Teachers use picture, cards, character-matching games, and tracing exercises to help children recognize and reproduce Chinese characters. The act of writing itself is treated with respect, emphasizing the beauty of each stroke. Storytelling sessions are central to this literacy training. Teachers read aloud from picture books, weaving in moral lessons, while children are encouraged to act out parts of the story. Through this, language is tied not only to reading and writing, but also to imagination and performance. Reciting Tang Dynasty poems, a tradition still alive today, strengthens memory and connects children to cultural heritage. For many parents, hearing their child confidently recite lines written 1,000 years ago is proof that they are being rooted in both knowledge and tradition. Urban kindergartens often go further, introducing English in playful ways. Alphabet puzzles, simple songs like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and role-play activities expose children to a global language. Parents push for this because bilingual skills are seen as gateways to international opportunities. Yet, the teaching is always kept interactive, ensuring that children enjoy learning rather than seeing it as a burden. Still, Language alone cannot tell the full story. Words build thought, but it is art, music, and cultural activities that shape imagination, identity, and emotional connection. This raises a new question. If literacy trains the mind, what role do arts and culture play in training the heart? Arts and culture are not treated as extras in Chinese kindergartens. They are woven into daily activities with the same seriousness as literacy. Through art, music, and crafts, children are given space to express themselves, while simultaneously being introduced to traditions that are centuries old. One striking example is the practice of calligraphy. Even though children are too young to master brush techniques, they are often introduced to water brushes, which allow them to practice strokes that vanish as the water dries. This teaches patience, precision, and respect for a cultural art form. During festivals, art becomes a way to live tradition. Children craft lanterns for the Mid-Autumn Festival, make red paper cuttings for the Lunar New Year, or paint dragon masks. These activities are playful on the surface but deeply symbolic, embedding cultural pride at a young age. Music is equally central. Classrooms often echo with songs that mix traditional melodies and modern rhythms. Children play drums, tambourines, and sometimes simple versions of traditional instruments. Dance routines accompany these songs, teaching rhythm, coordination, and confidence. Through these creative outlets, children not only develop fine motor skills and imagination, but also absorb cultural identity in ways that are joyful and memorable. Yet, creativity in China is never divorced from discipline, which leads us to another question. How do Chinese kindergartens weave morality and values into the everyday activities of children? In China, moral education begins as early as kindergarten, and it is often taught through everyday activities. Role-playing games allow children to act out professions like doctors, firefighters, or shopkeepers, giving them a sense of social responsibility and empathy. Stories with moral lessons about honesty, kindness, or bravery are told in classrooms, and teachers guide discussions on what these virtues mean in daily life. Even classroom chores become tools of character building. One child may be assigned to water plants, another to wipe the tables, another to distribute materials. Each task teaches responsibility and accountability. Cleanliness, respect for elders, and teamwork are emphasized consistently, reflecting Confucian traditions still deeply rooted in education. By embedding morality into play, children learn values without feeling burdened by them. But moral guidance is not left to teachers alone. Parents are expected to play an active role, which raises another question. How are parents brought into the activities of Chinese kindergartens, and why is their role considered so essential? Parental involvement in Chinese kindergartens is seen as vital to a child's development. Schools regularly invite parents to join activities, whether it is cooking sessions, storytelling hours, or family sports days. In some cases, parents help organize festival events, bringing their own skills and traditions into the classroom. Parents are also expected to reinforce lessons at home. Teachers encourage them to practice characters with their children, read stories together, or even introduce English vocabulary during daily routines. This close collaboration between home and school reflects the collective nature of Chinese child rearing, where responsibility for education is shared rather than left solely to institutions. So, to watch a child in a Chinese kindergarten is to glimpse the values of a nation, its reverence for heritage, its embrace of discipline, and its ambition to lead in the future. And perhaps the greatest lesson is this. In China, education does not simply prepare children for school, it prepares them for life. Do you think this is how kids should be taught? Let us know in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: China's projects, economy, and increasing power. Thanks for watching. And until the next video, stay tuned.